Quaid Azam Part 240. Clearly, under such circumstances, a do-nothing policy was not an option. A fresh initiative based upon the negotiations with the Indian parties had to be attempted, and it was, as Stafford Cripps was the only constructive approach to have been made during the first 2 years of the war. That alternative now got revived, though clearly the war remained the principal concern for Great Britain and obviously India's political future a much lower priority. Besides, in contrast to the towering political personality of the wartime Churchill, Stafford Cripps was but a minor functionary of the imperial machinery. What helped, though, were the views of an all-party group of the parliamentarians who were impatient with the purely negative policy of HMG as conveyed by Sir George Schuster to Emery. The line of the action suggested by this group resembled that of Cripps. Sent out a parliamentary mission to get the Indian party leaders down to the hot brain work of discussing the details of a new constitution. They urged Linlithgow had at first rebuffed the idea, but following upon the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on 7 December 1941, this representation got added ballast from several directions. India was now certainly a vital base for the operations in Pacific and Southeast Asia. In the course of just 1 month, Churchill received recommendations from 3 important quarters: the Labour members of this cabinet of the President of the United States of America, Sir Taj Bahadur Sapru and his group of the moderates from India. There was another factor: the Second World War had now reached the doorsteps of India. The imperatives, therefore, of this war and the need to confront the Japanese had certainly transformed strategic relevance of India. In early February 1941, Sir Taj Bahadur Sapru had attempted a rapprochement between Gandhi and Jinnah on the Hindu-Muslim question. However, that initiative floundered, as had several others for Gandhi. Quite appropriately refused to meet Jinnah as purely Hindu leader, in contrast to Jinnah as a sole representative of Muslims. Now, however, when the Japanese were on the borders of India, indeed had even lobbed the odd bomb or two on Kakinada, Vishakhapatnam and Calcutta, spreading some needles panic. When Japanese ships were sighted a few miles off the coast of Madras, rationale of such a meeting became totally different. Well, the ships had started appearing on the coastal areas of India, and yes, there were a few bombs on Indian lands as well. The governor of Madras, Arthur Oswald James Hope, 2nd Baron Rensselaer, had in panic then collected his British staff and fled to Otakamand, Singapore. Was fresh in his memory, but why only in the memory of his panicky peer? Lord Wavell, and then Commander-in-Chief, was sufficiently angered to send a strong wireless message upbraiding him, the 2nd Baron, for his unworthy and unbecoming abandonment of the post. Gandhi, no great military strategist, had also then written to Patel that an attack on Orissa seemed likely since the government had massed troops there. Interesting how war focuses attention.